do, Esau will lock your ass up. Well, if Esau is going to lock your ass up, what do you think the Most High is going to do to you if you don't keep his laws, man? What's the wage of sin? It's death, man. And the wages of sin is death. So if you ain't keeping the laws, you ain't covered by the blood. All right? Because it says that the just is going to live by faith. But do we make void the law through faith? Most High forbid, meaning no. We establish the law. Like we come out and say every week, the kingdom that's going to be established, all right, the Israelites' kingdom is going to be one of a righteous law and order. So we're rehearsing for what's to come. So you believe you don't got to keep the commandments, then you're not fit for the kingdom. You're going to have to die on this side. And the Lord's just going to give you up to lust and pleasure of this life. See, we ain't giving into the lust and pleasure of this life, man. We're keeping ourselves separate through the trials and tribulations that we go through. That's how the Lord keeps us from becoming complacent within the society. So, like the brother's saying, you got to keep on your watch, man. Pandemonium about to break loose, and these people don't even know it yet. But it's going to fall upon them suddenly. So, for all the ones that are in the know or just coming up into this thing, you just got to stay up on your watch, man.
Ecclesiastes 32:14. Whoso feareth the Lord will receive his discipline, and they that seek him early shall find favor.
Yeah, seek him early. So you can't wait till basically all hell is breaking loose, man, and the Lord closes them doors. All right, because there's a gap. There's only a certain amount of time you have to get this thing, man. All right, and it's best to get it early. It's best to get it now. All right, so if there's someone who just stumbles across one of our videos, one of the elders' videos, you know, you better take really good heed, all right, and listen to what, you know, we or the elders are saying, right? We're speaking through the scriptures, man. We're speaking what the Lord commanded, right, and what the Lord's prophecies, you know, in the Lord's prophecies. Confusion, man. Rear-ended ass. But Saki, is there more to that?
Two scriptures. Sirach 6 verse 35. Be willing to hear every godly discourse, and let not the parables of understanding escape thee.
Exactly. So when you come, if there's anybody coming up here, all right, want to ask questions, want to actually know what's going on, what we're about, all right, you gotta ask your question, all right, and listen to what the scriptures say, all right, because we come out of the scriptures. But, you know, we ain't up here to deal with any scoffer or someone who thinks that they know something, so that they're going to, like, try to trap us up. Because we get a lot of guys that, you know, they ask us questions, that, you know, like rhetorical questions, like and then they come back with, oh, well, you know, I've been in that thing for 10 years ago. I was a so-called Hebrew Israelite. You know, so we ain't concerned with them people, man. We're concerned with those that are, you know, humbly trying to seek the truth. You know, like I was, man. When I heard this thing, man, I took it, you know, humbly. I was like, oh, man, you know, this is definitely the truth. You know? And I tried my best to learn everything I could. And still learning.
It's like, hey, remember this, the Lord ain't concerned with you. All right? The Lord ain't concerned with you. That's why you're even in that condition in the first place. The Lord put you in that spirit, man. Okay? The Lord put you in that spirit. Okay? Because we have both sides of the picture. I'll say it like that. The Lord has blessed us with both sides, all right? So we know what it's like to be in the world, and we know what the world's about, all right? And we know what it's like to be in this truth, man. See, they only see it from one side. They got the worldly perspective on things, you know? That's because why? Because they got them demons still on them heavily. Especially among our people, them demons are on them heavy. They can only see it one way. And it's what? That scoffing mentality. Oh, we're crazy, we're this, we're that. They're about bringing us down and talking evil against us and bringing others onto them to come up against us. But they're really only doing it for their own hurt and their own destruction. Most High talks about what happens if you offend any little ones, or if you touch the Lord's anointing. Okay? You got a question? Alright.
Verse 36. And if thou seest a man of understanding, get thee batons unto him, and let not thy foot wear the steps of his door.
Yeah, so there's nothing wrong with taking tithes, all right? We're giving tithes, you know, but we do this, you know, basically for free, all right? We come out here for free, all right? And we teach this truth for free.
Verse 37, let thy mind be upon the ordinances of the Lord, and meditate continually in his commandments.
Yep, meditate continually in his commandments. So that just proves that you have to keep the commandments. And meditate in them, all right? You don't be a hypocrite, all right, and tell people what they can and cannot do, and then meanwhile you're fucking up your damn self, all right? Like these guys in the churches.
Second Peter chapter 3, verse 10. But the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night, in the which the heavens shall pass away with great noise.
Yep.
And the elements shall melt with fervent heat.
Right, and the only thing that's going to be able to cause these elements to melt with fervent heat is thermonuclear missiles. Alright? An explosion like that's the only thing that's going to melt everything, alright? Destroy everything in its path. Movies like the Terminator, I believe Terminator 2. Was it? Yeah, Judgment Day.
What burned down Sodom and Gomorrah?
Fire.
From what?
From the heavens.
That's right. Not from a thermal missile.
Give me
I'm just saying.
yeah, but
Isaiah 54.
yeah, we can see Psalms too.
But the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night. Was that talking about during the time of Sodom and Gomorrah?
No, I'm not going against you. I'm just telling you.
But the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night. When's the day of the Lord?
That's what's right.
In the which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. The earth also and the works that are therein shall be burnt up.
So basically, what's that mean? That means everything that you see before you, the Lord's going to do away with, man. All right? The Lord's going to do away with all that you see before you here in America. All right? We got to ask yourself, well, why? All right? For all the wickedness that goes on, man. All right?
Just like it's something.
Yeah. Well, the Lord gives that example. The Lord gives that example, you know?
Yeah, but
And in America in the scriptures is known spiritually as Sodom and as Egypt. Sodom, why? Well, look at these people. They ain't nothing but a bunch of homosexuals and lesbians. Transgender, all right? That's completely wicked. If everyone became a homosexual and a lesbian, how would you procreate?
No, I'm right with you.
All right? But see, what I'm saying is the so-called white man, he's the one in authority and power right now. He's the one who makes the laws, establishes the laws. All right? And don't get it twisted. This ain't a color thing. This is a race thing. All right? There's a difference. What's that? It has everything to do with race.
Under the foot of the cross.
The Lord says the Lord divided the people by the nationality. All right? Because the Lord is only going to save. Hold on. According to the scriptures, yeah. Hold on. Did the Lord come in the flesh? Did the Lord come in the flesh? But did the Lord come in the flesh? He did, didn't he? Okay. So it matters.
Yes, he was a man. He was God's
For
son.
truth's sake, it matters.
But what he did for us,
What he did for the Israelites. Give me Acts the 5th chapter. What's that? Well, what hell are you talking about? You mean the underworld? You mean the underworld?
When the rapture hits, alright, Jesus comes back and comes on a cloud. He takes everybody that has believed in him, that has died on the cross, saves for our sins. We all go back.
That's only going to be the Israelites, though. That's only going to be the people on this side
that are going to go to heaven.
that are going to go to heaven. That's right.
So you don't believe in John 3:16, for God so loved the world that he gave.
You got to understand John 3:16. We'll read John 3 and 16.
Whosoever.
We'll get on that. We'll get on who that whosoever really applies to. Let me ask you this. Who were the law, statutes, and commandments given to in the first place?
Oh, to Israel.
To the Israelites, right? All right, so you got John 3 and 16. Somebody get Galatians, the 4th chapter, and start the 4th verse. Go ahead.
Galatians chapter 4, verse 4. But when the fullness of the time was come, the Most High sent forth his Son, made of a woman, made under the law to redeem them that were under the law.
So to redeem those who were under the law, and you yourself just admitted that the law was given to the Israelites. So he's going to redeem, or what? Meaning he shed his blood for the Israelites to come back to the truth and to ultimately receive salvation.
All right, so how are you getting to heaven?
How am I getting to heaven?
Yeah.
I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing to make it to heaven. I gotta do the work. What does that mean? Teach the truth.
All right, but without works, faith is dead, correct?
That's right. That's why we're out here. We're doing the
But
work.
you had to have faith to give works. As works, right?
What's your point?
All right.
This is our faith. This what we're doing right now is an example of our faith.
No, you're right.
All right.
I'm arguing with that. Well,
And this is something that we eat, live, and breathe. This is, like I said, this goes back to who we are as a nation of people.
What I'm curious
All right.
about how you believe in things, okay? Is how are you getting to heaven? Through Jesus, right? Through Jesus' blood.